Hello everybody and welcome to the fourth episode of Whirligig World. I really hope you like this little intro I just put together from the various missions I just made. Yeah, so there will be some interesting stuff in the future. But back to the current mission. You can see that the space station which we are trying to send to low Nesbin orbit right now is the M1S2 Thorpe 1, which stands for Thresomin Orbital Refinery Platform, which has four main duty, let's say. The first one is the habitation for our crew. The second one is the gathering more science or reaching them up with the with the laboratory part. Yeah. The fourth is the being a relay station, which is quite important. And the last but not the least is a refueling base, because as you can see, we attached a refinery part at the end of the space station, and slowly we're getting closer and closer to Thresomin as well. But of course the trajectory is not ideal, but because we have more than enough data in our pockets, let's say, we can fix it later, so everything should be fine, hopefully. Yeah. The second launch with this small unmanned spacecraft is the M1S2 Frog, which will help us in the future to create the building platform for our mining base on the surface of Thresomin. But first of all, we have to complete the Hoffman transfer, so we can fly more efficiently to our destination. Yeah, and for this, first of all, before the arrival of the Frog spacecraft, we have to put the space station into an equatorial orbit, so we can reach it later much more easier, let's say. Yeah. Yeah, and then we are slowly getting to Thresomin closer and closer, and as you may know from the last video, the last findings showed that there's a huge ore deposit at the southern pole of the moon, but later findings showed that ore deposits, what you can mine, are scattered all around on the surface of Thresomin. You just have to find the right spot. Yeah. Right now we're getting closer to the Thorpe 1. I decided not to dock to it because, I don't know, I was lazy or something, I guess. Yeah. The last thing on the Torp 1 is just to make sure that every Kerbal has its own amount of yeah, snack or so. Or at least we have more than enough, or we should have more than enough. But Alfred Kerman is right now flying to the new spaceship, his new home, let's say, personal panic room or something. Yeah, and he will getting ready to planning the future missions for the mining base. Yeah, and today's third launch is the launching of the Boulderdash spacecraft, let's say. Yeah, it's not exactly a spacecraft, nor the space probe or something. It's just a couple of empty ore tanks. So basically it has two parts. The first one, the shorter one, will be the deposit for the ore at the Torp 1 station, and the longer one, which has its own propulsion system, will going to and forth from the space station to the mining station and getting refueled and to the Torp 1 once again. So yeah, basically you have to use the Hoffman transfer every now and then if you want to go to Thresomin, because the sphere of influence of the moon is really small, and if the speed difference between the spacecraft and the moon is bigger than needed, let's say, you can miss it really easily. Yeah. So yeah, if you go for the right trajectory, you can do it just like I did, but I spent almost 1,000 meters of 1,000 meters per second of DATV for this arrival, let's say. But then finally we are arrived at the space station, and the last thing right now is to do a basic docking maneuver. And because why not? Just as, let's say, usual, we're docking at night because why not? But if you're an experienced KSP player, I don't say you have to or you ought to, but you probably can do a docking at night, just like I did here, because basically you have to align the crosshair, the prograde vector, and the target marker at the same spot and go for it. Yeah. It's not that hard. And the last thing for the preparation for our future missions is to separate the newcomer Boulderdash spacecraft into two parts. The smaller part will be attached to the station, and the longer one will be attached to the end of the Torp 1. And for this we will use the regular size docking port at the front end of the M1S2 Frog. And for this Alfred Kerman will do the job. And I just left this clip here so you can see that maybe it's a bug or let's say the dark matter or so. If you want to construct in 0G some an unidentified force will push you away from your spacecraft for whatever reason. But at least the construction is completed, so we can go for the final let's say movements to complete the space station for now. Yeah, as you can see, we are detaching the longer part from the base, let's say, and as you can see, there's a small docking size, small size docking port at the end of the spacecraft, and through this docking port we will refuel our spacecraft at the surface of Thresomin with ore, but later about it in the future. I will show in the next video maybe or so. Yeah, so the construction is right now complete, and you can see those boxy parts on the station. These are from the Lackluster's Lab mod, which is a quite old mod. It was made for 1.3.1 or so, but recently it was updated to 1.9 maybe. You should check it out. So yeah, right now Alfred Kerman just right now doing some kind of experiment to find the right spot. Once again, you can see the deposit for some reason at the southern pole, but right now we have some changes on our spacecraft, because you can see that the right side of the spacecraft is a little bit shorter, and that's because earlier I built an experimental mining station or mining base at the southern pole, just to confirm that the amount of ore is high enough. Yeah, but later then I found out that the ore deposits are scattered everywhere on the surface of Thresomin. So the last objective was that we have to construct the mining station with the let's say site with the ore to Mesbin, so it can communicate with the base. Yeah. So yeah, why you should start to play from Mesbin? The biggest reason is that it has no actual atmosphere, so you can construct and launch every kind of insane things without the penalty, air drag. Yeah. Yeah, you get it, I hope. So this is our final design for our mining station, and after fuel redistribution, we are getting close to Thresomin and to the M1S2 frog as well, and you can see those extendable arms at the side, both sides of the mining station or the mining base, and through those arms we can refuel the Boulderdash spacecraft with ore later in the future, hopefully. But yeah, we will find out in the future some interesting stuff also can mess your things up. Okay. So right now we're getting closer and closer to the surface of the moon, and then we just have to take a command at the frog craft. Let's say I wanted to go for the cinematic scene, but yeah, I just didn't catch it or so. But at least that we are finally arrived at our destination, so we can finally start the construction of the docking platform for our space. Why I always say space station? It's a mining station or a mining base. Mining base, it's on the surface of a planet or a planetary body. But the station is basically orbiting around something. Yeah, so it's a mining base. So right now we are building the docking platform for our mining base. Yeah. So I had to leave all my stuff, for example the jetpack at the Frog spacecraft, so we're moving without any happening things, which is fine, while those remaining parts from the mining base just crash to the surface. Because the moon has a really low gravity, every step you take can turn into a huge leap or jump, and you can basically fly away from your spacecraft for a couple of hundreds of meters, and without the jetpack it can be really annoying. And for example, this time the mining base is saved us, but later, which I cut out from this video because it wasn't interesting at all, that I am slowly crawling back to to the base. I just cut out because I thought it was not interesting at all. So yeah. Okay. So the next one, which I should attach to the anchor, is that plate thingy. So of course with style, because why not? So the platform is based, of course, through the mining drills, because we are smart or so. So we have to attach those mining drills to the structural rings, so making sure that we have a full contact with the ground, because just like in the core game, they are really short. They're not long enough for making a contact with the ground right from the base. Yeah, all right. And then after completing the docking platform with the docking port from the M1S2 Frog, yeah, then we can finally finish the docking sequence for the mining base, and then basically for this video is, yeah, just that's all basically. The main infrastructure for our future missions is just finished. We have to build the landing site for the Boulderdash craft, but it will be in the next video. And yeah, I hope you like this video, and give a like and some comments as well, and see you in the next video. Bye!